Packer221 here, and today I'm going to be comparing the two most recent standalone ATST LEGO sets. The one on the left here is from 2007. It has 244 pieces and retailed for $19.99 in the United States. It's set 7657. And the one on the right here is the latest ATST from the Rogue One line for 2016. It retails for $39.99. It has 449 pieces, and it is set number 75153. So first I'm going to go ahead and get into the minifigures. Alright, so on the left here we have the ATST driver minifigure that came in the 2007 ATST. This is the only minifigure that came in this set, and I believe it's the first time we got an ATST driver specifically. You can see his goggles are printed onto his face there, and he has a dark gray driver helmet, and he just has a pretty simple pattern printed on his torso there. No back printing on him, and he has a standard Star Wars blaster rifle, which was introduced around that time. These three other minifigures are from the 2016 ATST. We have another ATST driver there. We have Baze Malbus and the Rebel Trooper. Take a look at Baze Malbus and the Rebel Trooper here. They're both great minifigures. So obviously, this set comes with two more minifigures than the other one does, but it still is, $20 more. So these are nice figures here, but I'm going to go ahead and do the fair comparison of comparing the two AT-RT drivers to each other. So the one on the right here, he comes with a smaller blaster pistol, and his goggles are actually printed on top of his helmet there, as you can see. And he has more detailed printing on his torso, and he also has printing on his legs. This is the same torso and legs that came in the Battlefront battle pack for the officer that came in there. He also has a little bit of back printing, and then he also has a double-sided face with a bit of a smirk on it right there. So obviously, the 2016 minifigures are much more detailed. You get more of them in this set, which is to be expected of a set made 9 years later. All right, now onto the ATST builds themselves. Just for the overall aesthetics, you can see the one on the left, the 2007 one, is much smaller than the newer one, and as far as the makeup of the head section goes, there's not a whole lot of snot work going on there, while the new one is made primarily of snot techniques around the head. The 2007 one here actually has posable legs. There are click hinge joints in each of where the joints would be on the walker. The new one here is made mostly of Technic beams on the legs, but this back joint does move. It's actually a little hard to use because they double up on the joints here. A side view for both of them. You can see this one is much taller. It's not necessarily, I guess, bigger, like I said before, but it is a taller model. Whether that's more accurate or not, I guess, is up for you to decide which one you like more. The profile of this one here is obviously different than this because they use snot techniques to build the panels on the side of this one. This one's just mainly brick built here, which I've come accustomed to. This design has grown on me, but when you look at an actual ATST, you can see how inaccurate it is, and especially compared to this one here, it's much more accurate. They both have the function of being able to turn the head via a knob in the back here. This one is actually much more easy to turn. It uses the pre-built little Technic gearbox thingy in there, and you just use a gear to turn it. Very easy to do that. This one here clicks when you turn it, and it's a little bit harder to control, but it still works well nonetheless. As far as the backs go here, the legs are pretty similar looking. There's nothing super standing out there, but I do like the back look of this 2007 one better compared to this. This one has open Technic beams, and although they are gray and they blend in, I don't think they look good. I think they kind of ruin the look of the back there. I understand it's for structural reasons and stuff, but I still believe this looks better. These two little cones in the back here are used to shoot these launchers on the front here, which the old one obviously doesn't have, as these spring-loaded shooters were not introduced until 2014, I believe. And so you just press this cone on the back here, and that could just shoot out. We all know what those are. They use the same element for the guns in the front here. This one uses little robot hands as a hinge. This one is a different kind of hinge. Similar style of guns on each side, which you'd expect because it's the same source material. But the guns on the newer one are obviously more accurate, and as well as the side panels here are actually angled like that. You can see these ones here are just at 90 degrees, and for the guns on the other side, they actually use the same part here for the little shield on each of them. Obviously, these guns are a lot larger than these ones here, so maybe this one is scaled up a little bit from this here. As far as the front goes, in actual ATST, it's just a gradual slant in the front. This has been simulated kind of with bricks, not very successfully, as you can see there. There's not really an effort to make any sort of sloping look right there, although this one does a great job of that. These pieces here are used on both of them, same piece as that one there. As far as the hatches on the top go, he raises up a little bit here. There's a lot more detail on top of this one. This one's actually 8 studs wide, and this is only 6 wide on the top. This has a nice stickered piece here. This one's just your normal like trapdoor hatch that Lego would use in sets, but it works. But there's not a whole lot of access to get your minifigure inside here. See if there's just a chair in there you can kind of see, and that's really it. There's a little trans red grill on the front there for a little simulated display, but nothing really else. On this one here, obviously a lot more detail on the top here, and this hatch is just independent, brick built and everything. That's nice. And then the whole top of it actually opens up, so you can access the inside better with your minifigures. And I don't know if there's necessarily more space and more usable space in here. There's definitely more space, but I don't know if it's more usable. You can see there's a little thermal detonator in the back, and there's a stickered control panel there for the guy to look out. You could possibly fit more minifigures in here with modifications, but this one you can actually fit multiple minifigures in there as well. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this, and I'll give you my closing thoughts. So obviously there are a fair amount of differences in both these sets, as they are 9 years apart, and this 2016 ATSC was long awaited, definitely, because 2007 was the last time we actually got one. So you can expect a lot of differences, especially in the techniques of each build. The 2007 one, it goes for around $20 to $30 on eBay, so the price really hasn't changed that much, so you're still getting the same value you did back in 2007. So that being said, this one here is half the price of this one. Now I can see, obviously most people would want to buy the 2016 one with the, it being inspired off the new movie and everything, and all the hype for that, but and it's more accurate. But the 2007 one is still just cheaper in general, and this new one doesn't. I mean, it's still the same model. It doesn't offer a whole lot more. But the option is always there if you still want to get the 2007 one. It's not very hard to get. But yeah, so I can't give like a final comparison of like what I think which one is better. It's obviously your opinion, and hopefully I've helped you reach your opinion on which one's better. Factors with accuracy and value for your money and playability and all those things. This one definitely has more playability in it. This one is more just, 2007 they didn't have a whole lot of features and stuff, but it's still good looking, and it does have posable legs, unlike the newer one. But hopefully you found this video helpful, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.